Good afternoon, crafters. We are live. My name is Hannah Oxbury and I am the brand ambassador for Carnation Crafts. And this afternoon, 1 p.m. on the 18th, Friday the 18th of December, we are taking another live look at the Naughty Step die set from the Crafter Select collection. Now what we're going to do, as we always do with Facebook Lives, is we're going to give it a few minutes just so everyone who wants to join us live can find us and do so. While we're going through the live, do type up any comments, any questions, anything like that, and we'll do our very best as we're going through to answer anything that comes in. We've got a few people joining us already, so thank you very much for spending your lunchtime with me today. So Crafter Select. Crafter Select is a range of web exclusive dies. Now what that means is these are only available from carnationcrafts.co.uk. You've seen them before with things like the enchanters, our little magical mice. You've seen them before with things like the mini garden, their friends, so our fox, our squirrel and our hedgehog in mini form. This one, this is a little bit special. This is the Naughty Step. So it's a little bit of an in-joke for all you Carnation Crafter fans out there. The Naughty Step is a place where we book our seats ready for the new shows, ready for those new collections. We have a bit of a giggle on our Facebook group, Carnation Crafters, whereby people sort of post that they are on the Naughty Step. They've brought into the new collection, they're going to watch the demonstrations, they are there. Now I think Naughty Step is something we can all relate to in life. This die set, this Naughty Step, not only has the words Naughty Step emblazoned on the step itself. These are usable if you want them on the step, or you can use them separately. They're two separate dies. But you've also then got this tower of parcels as well. A little bit wobbly, you know, a little bit precarious. The top one there looks like it's about to fall. Really little bit of fun. Crafter Select dies are all about a little bit of tongue-in-cheek. They are dies that perhaps will work with previous collections that you may have. They are dies that are almost gifting back a little bit of fun to you guys. So this one is dedicated to you and all you members of the Naughty Step out there. The code for this particular die set is 201130 and it is priced at $14.99. Available now on the Carnation Crafts website. And remember, as we said, this is a web exclusive. You won't find this anywhere else. We're not showing it on telly. It's not available at other retailers. It is just available as a web exclusive special die set from carnationcrafts.co.uk. You will find a link to that particular die set in the comments section as well. Now, when it comes to our die sets, what we do is a whole host of different things. So here we have our boards. This gives you a great overview of what is involved with the die set itself when it cuts, okay? So size-wise, you're looking, let me just grab my ruler and have a little measure. Rarely I remember the ruler, so it's staying right next to me on my desk currently. You are looking at its tallest point, roughly 3¼ inches for the Naughty Step itself. That doesn't include the mats and layers. And at its widest point, just about 1¾ as well. So great little size there. Think about 5x7 card shapes. Think about 6x6 card shapes. Perhaps you've got any one of the Carnation Crafts card shapes as well. It is perfectly sized to be a little topper. Snip into it. You know, don't think you just have to use it as its entirety. Perhaps you want to snip in and use just a few of the parcels. Perhaps you want to cut it once, cut it twice, cut it 3 times. The choice is yours. Layering up those towers of parcels, adding to it and really having a little bit of fun with that story. You'll notice we've got mats and layers in this as well, which gives it a really great prominence if you want to make it into a known topper for your card. This comes in both a full mat and layer and also what we call a split mat and layer, which I will show you on this side here. Which means if you do want to use it as a half and half, sort of over the edge, or as a corner to one of your card fronts, those split mat layer dies will do so. Now, if you are thinking, how do we use split mat layer dies, things like that, we do have a whole host of other videos available on our Facebook group. If you type in Carnation Crafters in the search bar on Facebook, the group will come up and you just look for the media tab followed by videos, and there's a whole host of different tutorials in there available for you guys at any time as well. Included within the die set, we have Oops, It Happened Again, our little sentiment for this collection, which I think is a little bit of fun, just a little bit of putting a smile on someone's face. That sentiment also has its own mat and layer as well, so that gives it a little bit more prominence on the front of the card. Now, We like to then gift you what we call our vignettes. So these are our artwork. Usually when it comes to die sets, what we give you is an original colourway for free to download from our website, carnationcrafts.co.uk. But because it's Christmas and because we're having a little bit of fun and feeling a little bit festive, we've done something slightly different for you on this one. You don't just have one colourway download, you have 5 free downloads allowing you to create all sorts of stories, all sorts of colourways, all sorts of finishes for your Naughty Step die set. We start with the sort of traditional, the original colourway here in the grey Naughty Step, little pink and brown parcels there, really, really pretty little design. But we expand that. So remember, each and every single one of these downloads is free. So this is going to really expand your crafting with the Naughty Step. We have sort of the pinky, purpley, lilac version, and each one of the sentiments is colour coordinated with the artwork and the colours we've chosen. To the middle, we've got the blues, so the grey tones and the blue as well. Again, that sentiment is colour coordinated in. It just means whatever design, whoever you're crafting for, whatever story you're telling, these are then all going to match regardless of how you're telling that story or what you're saying. It's all going to match in perfectly. We then have sort of our oranges, our sepias, our brown tones in there as well. Really pretty. This almost has like a little sort of film-esque kind look, you know, sort of like the old sort of black and white movies where you have these wonderful tones through them. Again, that sentiment matches. And we finish with our black, our sort of monochrome look, our grey tones there. So again, don't think you just have to use the step. It has its entirety like so. Perhaps you want to mix and match the colours, which is what we're going to be doing in the next demonstration as well. So remember, each and every single one of those 5 downloads is free on our website, carnationcrafts.co.uk. All the links will be popped up on the video. All the links were added to the previous video as well. Now, before I show you the next set of free downloads, I just want to have a scroll back and make sure I'm not missing any questions as they're coming in. Lots and lots of people joining us already, so thank you very much, those who have taken the time to be here. Let's just scroll back right to the start. Oh, lots and lots of people. So pause here again. Alison's just asked whether I can measure it. Well, hopefully that message came before I did measure it and you saw the measurements on that one, Alison. Sheila's here as well as Dawn. Karen is here as well. Josephine's here. Thank you so much, guys. Carol's here. We have got, let's see, have I got any questions? Goodness me, lots coming in. Patricia says, Hannah, where do I find the backing paper that is used behind the gate in the earlier video? I've brought the die set this lunchtime. Yeah, absolutely. You will find all of the links to the backing papers in the previous video. We will add them again to this video as well. If you type in Naughty Step on carnationcrafts.co.uk, all of not only the backing papers, the free colour card download, the vignettes, and of course the Naughty Step will come up. So those backing papers, regardless of whether it's the lighthouse, whether it's the door that we'll be using in this demonstration, or the gate with the hedge, everything is on our website. So just type in Naughty Step or just wait until the comments come up afterwards and you will find the links there to everything you need to be crafting with your Naughty Step. Jean's here, Karen's here as well. Good afternoon, Karen. We have got lots and lots of people joining us from all over as well, which is lovely to see. Carol says a sepia one looks like it will go perfectly with perfectly peaceful and equinox blooms. Yeah, Carol, do you know what? You've absolutely hit the nail on the head there. What we've done is the traditional, if you like, colourways for Carnation Crafts, which means no matter which one of your collections you want to team it with, you're going to find a colourway that matches. You're going to find a story that you're going to be able to tell with this. If you hop on over to the Facebook group, Carnation Crafters, again, after the video, just like we did last time, we will pop up the links in the comments so you can find everything easily. You will find a whole host of inspiration. So not only have we got the DT sharing their samples, which we will show you in just a second, we have also got Fiona, who is sort of our honorary brand, honorary ambassador, should I say, of the Naughty Step. She often starts the proceedings of those who want to induct themselves into the Naughty Step each collection. She has been given the die set in advance and has created lots and lots of different designs as well, which she's posted up on the crafters group as well. So go and have a look for inspiration. They're absolutely fabulous. Teresa's here as well. Sandra's here from Wet and Windy Cornwall. Do you know what, Sandra? I hope you're all keeping safe and well, because it is very wet and windy. And Lorraine, also from a Wet and Windy Isle of Wight. Yeah, I think it's wet and windy everywhere at the minute. Although I think it was Anne joined us for this morning's show from Spain, and she said it was sunny there. So, so that's that. Okay, so a note on those backing papers. I've got just a print out of a few of them. This isn't all of them, it's just some of them. But it's to give you an idea of the scene building you can start doing. Again, these are free. And again, these are colour coordinated to match in with those vignettes as well, which is fabulous. So things like the gate, you may recognise this if you're a Carnation Crafters fan. This is taken from Garden Safari. So again, we used that in the first demonstration. That all works together. We've also done the vignettes in our focus vignette. So this outer focus sort of blurred finish, which means when we pop our naughty steps in front, the background is pushed further back, and the foreground where you're popping the in focus, sharp focus vignettes really does pop. And I think that's a lot of fun. It's a great way to play with perspective as well. The doors, again, available in a selection of colourways as well. Lighthouse, a little bit of fun. This would feature in the final demonstration of today. Just a note on that. I mean, I have printed it obviously on A4. You can play around on the sizes for the different shapes. So if you're making a card and it's 5x7, you could adjust the sizes of your printouts to match in with your card makes as well. And we've then got a whole host of coloured cardstock downloads to match in. Again, this is just a selection of some with those backing papers as well. Remember, every time we do a Facebook Live, we will pop up in the comments the links to find everything as well. Okay, should we take a look at some of the designs created by the DT? Because they are fabulous. And a huge thank you to the DT for all of their inspiration. This is a little bit of fun. This one, I think this was made by Janine, but it hasn't got a label on the back, so I'm not sure. But isn't it gorgeous? So here we have the naughty step. Cut a few times, remember, cut it and layer it. That's the thing with these. You can have a little bit of fun. We've then got one of the mice from the Taking Flight collection. I think it is Janine, has teamed it with this wonderful sort of teal blue background. This, I think, is the lighthouse background. But on the foreground, what we've done is an aperture, again, matching in some coloured cardstock there with the blurred vignette of the door in the background there as well. And you know what I really love about this? It's these little quirks. It's these little storytelling devices which are just divine. Here, we've got Woodland Corners, our little blue tip from Woodland Corners. He's got one of the parcels in his beak. Isn't that the cutest? That is so funny, so sweet. But again, you can see how you can start building up these designs. We've also then got, this one's from Janine as well, the Naughty Step in all its glory. This one has a cushion, because I know many of you do bring a cushion and supplies to the Naughty Step. So Janine's played on that little bit of fun there, added in the cushion from the Comfort at Home collection. This is Rest and Relaxation. We got a little puppy dog from Comfort at Home collection as well, and he's kind of been a really good boy. He's gone and got all the parcels and he's piled them up on his cushion there as well. A little bit of fun with a different shaped card, and of course we're then using that blurred vignette in the background of the gate as well. Similarly, this one is by Sandra. Actually, someone said this would be really good with the equinox blooms, and here it is. So you can see how all these work together. So Sandra's cut down one of the equinox blooms vases with all the flowers in, teamed that with some of the parts that you might have actually just received from Perfectly Peaceful, Little Snail from Garden Safari, and then the Naughty Step in the background. Now, rather than using the full sentiment, which is oops, it happened again, Sandra's chosen just to use the word oops. And I think sometimes that says it all, doesn't it? Really, such a little bit of fun. For our final card, let's take a look at this one. This one's also by Sandra. Thank you, Sandra. Here we have the door that features as part of the free backing papers. Again, remember, all the links will be in the comments, and they were on the previous video as well. And here we have the mice. Now, these mice are from both Naughty But Mice and also Crafty Little Things. And they are lifting up the parcels. They're heaving those parcels up all the steps of the Naughty Step there. Decorated with a few of the flowers from Garden Safari, wild blooms, and of course little insects there too. added onto one of our square frame cards. Just a little bit of fun, just a little bit of storytelling. Perhaps you're gifting this to someone like, I don't know, your delivery drivers who kept you going through lockdown with all their parcels. Perhaps it's your postman, you just want to do a little bit of thanks over the coming days, just to acknowledge their hard work. This is one of those dies which is going to be a little bit of fun. Perhaps you've got someone in your household, I know I'm that person in this household, who literally has orders constantly. So they come through and it's either work, because obviously we're all working from home at the moment. So we got our work coming, and I'm on very good terms with our delivery drivers, who come to me regularly throughout the day, bringing different work things. Or perhaps it's things that you've brought online. It's just a little bit of a family in joke there as well. So that gives you a little bit overview of the naughty step from Crafter Select. Remember, the code there is 201130. It's available now. Remember, it's web exclusive, so it's only available on our website, priced at $14.99. And if you order today, we will obviously post it out. Royal Mail are still saying delivery before Christmas. Well, obviously that does depend on where you're living, of course, and how the postal system is working where you are. Now, let's get into one of the demonstrations as well. So I'm going to turn the camera around and we're going to have a little bit of fun. So as we said, what we're going to be doing with this demonstration is using that door backing paper and also the coloured cardstock download. So we'll be working again on an 8x8 card blank, because I think it gives you a really nice amount of space to play with. And what we're going to be having is the colour coordination. So remember at the start I said we had those colour coordinating cardstocks available to download as part of the design. For this one, we've chosen to go with the light blue and that wonderful slate grey. I mean, it's such a great colour, that beautiful design. And we're sticking what we call our mats and layers down to our 8x8 card blank, okay? So we're using finger lift tape, so it's a nice flat adhesion. And what those mats and layers do are going to be focusing in the attention to the middle of the card. Now, we've had a little bit of fun with the door backing paper there, okay? So what we've done is printed off at normal size, actual size, onto our pro printing paper, which gives us this really wonderful pop of quality to the colour and detail. We've got the naughty step in the foreground, this wonderful sort of wooden shaped door to the front. But we've cut an aperture. Now this window features as part of the Comfort Home What a View die set, and it cuts through. So you've got this way of designing where you can look through into the background of the card. Just a little bit of fun, but it's something you can add in. You've got the space here on this backing paper to add in if you want to. Now for this one, what we've done is foam tape on this one because we want to lift the background. And before we stick, so I'm making it ready to stick, but we just need to line up and measure, okay? So we're just holding it over the card blank like so to make sure we've got that alignment. And you see how we've added in this blue area of cardstock as well behind the window. So you've gone from that lovely slate grey into that blue with the design. Now we're going to have a little bit of story going on. So what we want to do is hold it in place to line it up. And let's grab one of our mice. Now this cheeky little chap features as part of the crafty little things. He's got his tongue out. Now he was designed sort of as an artist. He could be at a what do you call it, an easel, painting and things like that. But look how well he works if we pop him in the window. Okay, so we're going to start the story there. We're looking inside the house. We've got our little mouse there. We're going to just line him up and adjust him to make sure he's sitting in the right place, like so, before we stick anything down. And of course, what we need is our little mouse to be holding a set of little presents from the naughty step. So he's got these in his arms. So the reason why we're lining up is just to check alignment, just to check everything's in the right place before we stick. And we've just snipped away a few of those parcels from the top of the naughty step. That means we can go in, just turn back the paper there and start sticking everything into place. So I'm going to hold my mouse down nice and still, like so. So I've not moved anything. I'm keeping my hands sort of in place. And then we're going to use our little glue gel there to slip in the presents as well. Now that's just a little bit of fun. It's just building that story, just building that idea that this mouse has been outside onto the naughty step. He's, you know, struggling under the weight of all these parcels that have been delivered. And he's now really looking forward to opening his gifts. But look how he sits in the window. Isn't it a little bit of fun? So we're going to just take away the carry sheet from the foam tape there. We're using foam tape to lift everything up, so it gives you, again, more perspective, more depth to the card design. And you notice I've only taken the tape away from the outside edge, so that's sticking down. Where we had sort of areas around the window and things like that, we've added foam tape, but we've not taken the backing off. That's just there for support. Now, before we go any further, let's just have a scroll back, make sure I'm not missing any questions as they're coming in. Barbara is watching from a very dark and wet near Chesterfield, which is fab. I think it's dark and wet everywhere, actually. Paul's asked, apologies for the questions, is there a video on how to make the Cascades card shape? As I've seen the instructions of crafters, but being a typical male, I don't think that's true, Paul. I cannot suss it out. I received the die the other day. Yeah, we do get asked a lot for video tutorials and step-by-steps and things like that. We do have the inspiration page where you will find the instructions for most dies that need that extra little bit of pointing you in the right direction, so to speak. We are a very small team, and therefore we are limited with resources when it comes to making videos and things like that. If there is a particular demonstration you want to see, by all means join the group Carnation Crafters. We have a post pinned to the top, which is, oh, I didn't mean to do that, sorry, apologies, which is pinned to the top, whereby you can add your requests. When you cut and start using the Cascade card shape, Paul, it will all make sense. It's just literally a concertina. Just follow the instructions where it says mountain fold and valley fold, and then line up your die cuts on top. It will make complete sense when you start cutting and folding. If you need further inspiration, there are pictures in the gallery, again found on the inspiration page, carnationcrafts.co.uk/inspiration. Until such time as we get a chance to pop up a video, that would be your best bet to start with. Hopefully that answers that question for you, Paul. Okay, so I think what we want to do is now start building up more of a story. Now, when it comes to our die cuts, you'll see I've already rounded most of these off, giving these last a little bit of a fat tummy there. But whenever you're placing your die sets, don't just place them down flat. Add texture, add detail, add design. Now these die sets are all from Crafty Little Things, our little crafters design, with all the sort of lovely sort of paint pots and dynamic card shape and things like that. But you see how by sculpting the die cut, you're giving this little mouse a round little belly there. You'll also notice as we go through, whenever we turn our vignettes, our artwork over, you've got the same design both on the front and also on the back. Now that is achieved. Let me just grab, I think I've got a vignette somewhere. Oh, I did have a vignette somewhere. Where did I put them? Oh, here we go. That is achieved by using what we call our mirrored vignette. So when you print off your free downloads, this one is the grey version, you'll see you've got this black line down the centre of the downloads, and then you've got the design printed at both sides. When you come to use, you just simply lay your die cut over the top, you fold that mirrored vignette in half, exactly along the black line, not necessarily down the paper, middle of the paper. This one I've stuck down because I'm cutting into it. I'm using a lot of ball tools. I'm using a lot of texture. So a little bit of spray adhesive. You line your die over the top, allowing the little bit of bleed line all the way around, which means you're going to get edge to edge colour. Run it through your die cutting machine, and that's going to cut vignettes that look like this. So it adds in all the detail, but it does mean you've got then colour on the reverse and colour on the front, meaning you can use these dies in any die cuts in any orientation as well. There's also going to be no white bits left over either, which is fab. So we've done our die cuts, we've got our mice ready to go, and we're just going to have a little bit of fun on lining these up. We're going to be telling a story with these. So we've got our sort of, well, if you like, clerk mouse in the front here. He's taking stock of what's on the naughty step. He's just checking. But we've also then got mice who are lifting things, carrying things as well. So lay your die cuts out first before you commit to sticking anything. And remember, you don't necessarily have to go with how they are. You can cut into these as well. For example, let's take this one. Taking a pair of scissors, we can follow the cut line details that are already laid down and start snipping into the overall design of the naughty step there. Nothing ever gets wasted. I mean, we can always go back to that and use that in a different project. And anywhere where we've snipped off, we just want to round off as well. So this one, you see how you can sort of pop them on different steps of the naughty step there, give it height, give it a little bit of detail and give it a little bit more dimension. And then come back in and check with your little mouse there whether it's sitting in the right place for you. You'll notice each time we're lining, we're using those steps as grounding devices. So rather than having sort of the mice sort of sitting halfway in the air, or for example just not really on the step, by having those sort of demarcation lines allowing you to line up, it makes everything make sense. It makes everything follow a pattern, follow a reason. So let's stick these little parcels in place. Again, we're going with 2 different colour versions here. So you're getting that sense of design, you're getting that sense of depth as well. So these are going to be more in shadows, they're darker colours. Oh, it's a little bit of a splodge of Pinflair. There we go. We're using what we call Pinflair, what is called Pinflair glue gel, 3D glue gel, simply because A, it's clear. So it means that you're not going to see any of the glue as it's drying. It also remains 3-dimensional, so you can get a lot of height and lift from the glue gel there as well, which means you've got this sense of depth to your design as well. Little Fat Mouse with his clipboard. Pop a little bit of Pinflair on the areas where you need that more height. If you do prefer using foam pads, please do feel free to do so. I just find personally, Pinflair, you can get that sculpt, you can get that deviation of height to give a more rounded effect. So he's counting, he's up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, sixth parcel in the tower there, and he's checking that off on his notebook. So you can see how you can start building stories on these. Here we're going to have a little nicey. Again, he's been sculpted. We've used our ball tool just to round off his tummy, and he's lifting. He's really straining under the weight of these parcels, and he's got his rope here. He's lifting his parcels up his step. So remember the step where we cut away the top that this little mouse is using? We can actually cut into this and create a tower, if you like, of presents, of parcels, of goodies for this particular little mouse to be lifting up as well. So again, just snipping away the step itself, releasing those parcels. A little bit of glue gel to the back, or foam pads, as I say, if you do prefer. Oops. All fingers and thumbs there, Hannah. And then just slipping it so you've got those parcels being lifted, being hoisted up by that rope as well. So he's really struggling to lift those. Our final little mouse at the front, again, lifting up his tummy with a little bit of Pinflair glue gel. And let's actually have him. So we've got mice on every step, every level there. Remembering to line his feet up with the step itself so it makes sense. What does he want? Let's have another go at a few here. Lost my scissors completely, there they are. So he's going to have just a few little parcels, perhaps in one colourway there. Notice how I'm just rounding those corners off from where I've snipped them. So he's going to have a few parcels that he's carrying. And you see, because he's got his arms outstretched, you've got this design, this story going on. Let's just add in a little bit of glue gel there to make sure that sits. But we've still got parcels left over. So these could absolutely go into our stash for another day. But you know what? Let's go to town. Let's really add these in. Remember, with Carnation Crafts, you've got unlimited downloads on there. Once you've created an account with us, your downloads will be saved to your account section as well. So super easy to find. And it just means you can have a little bit of fun lining these things up, layering these things up, printing them over again, cutting them out several times. And of course, we do have a completely open angel policy as well. So if you did want to, it is completely your choice. If you did want to, you can then make and sell as much as you like with these two. There's no limits when it comes to Carnation. So I'm just sculpting, cutting into these boxes, taking out a few parcels at a time, just so we can layer. Let's go for some more of the grey ones as well. So I'm just doing exactly the same, just snipping away elements to use in other designs there, just following the cut line details that are already in place. Have we got any questions as we're going through, guys? Remember, you are most welcome to type up your questions and add them into the comments. I will do my best to answer. If I do miss anything, I'm around after the Facebook Live to answer questions as well. Just snip that little piece away. Go along your naughty step. There we go. And like so. So a few more parcels perhaps in the front of the naughty step, again playing around with that light and shade of the colours as well. We just want to make it look like there's just a whole host of presents ready and raring to go. Just layering, just having a little bit of fun there. And let's just pop that in the front too. It's quite nice to overlap your corners, to overlap your designs as well. Just having that idea whereby you've got this sense of depth, you've got this sense of dimension with all the different parcels going on in there. I think that looks like a lot of fun. Let me just get rid of the bits off the front of the card from where I've been snipping. Now, for our final one, I mean, that is looking like a pretty full naughty step. That looks like my deliveries most of the time, to be fair. But by using that layering, by using that pin flare, you're getting that sense of dimension and height in the card. Now, we do want to finish with our sentiment, but we don't want to overwhelm the card, okay? So it's just going to be a little hint of a sentiment in here. And again, let's snap into it. So let's go with oops. Kind of just like an acknowledgement that, yeah, I did use my, I was going to say a brand then, my account and order a few extra parcels for treats for Christmas. We're going to go with oops. And I think oops is really going to say everything that it needs to say. It kind of just, it's a little bit of tongue in cheek, a little bit of a nod to the fact we've gone a little bit, possibly a little bit overboard with our orders from the naughty step this time. This time around, instead of using pin flare, I'm going to be using a flat adhesive, our decoupage super clear decoupage glue there. Some nice white glue. And we're just a little bit on the back of the word oops and just making sure it's nice and flat. So when we come to stick, all it needs, just the word oops. We've cut that from the grey finish so it matches in with the background. Isn't that a little bit of fun? That does make me laugh. It's the nice and the naughty step as well. What do you guys think? What are you going to be creating with your naughty step there as well? Let me just turn the camera around. Hi. And show you the finished card design there as well. So we've combined the naughty step, the new die selection from the Craft to Select range. Remember, web exclusive die set available from carnationcrafts.co.uk, $14.99. The links are in the comments there to purchase. And this time around we've teamed it with our mice from Crafty Little Things. Of course, that backing paper, the cardstock, is a free download. I've also included the window from the Comfort of Home collection as well. Just think that's a little bit of fun. I just love the finish as well. Oops. Something we can all relate to there, I think. So that is today's demonstration, or this afternoon's demonstration I should say, using our Craft to Select die, the naughty step that launched today. Again, remember, we'll pop up the links and everything so you can find those backing papers, you can find those vignettes, you can find the coloured cardstock download as well. We will be back at 5 o'clock this evening with yet another demonstration featuring the naughty step die set. Bye guys.